Support for Arts Weekly is provided by PBS 39, the Our Foundation, Martin Tierney, and the Community Foundation of Greater Fort Wayne.
For nearly 60 years, Arts United has worked to bring the rich, diverse talents of our region together through support of the arts, socially, culturally, and economically. Arts United, providing a home for the arts in Northeast Indiana.
This is Arts Weekly. Arts Weekly is produced in cooperation with the College of Visual and Performing Arts at IPFW, offering degrees in fine arts, music, theater, and visual communication and design.
Welcome to Arts Weekly. I'm John O'Connell, Dean of the IPFW College of Visual and Performing Arts. On today's show, I'm pleased to welcome representatives from FAME, and I'm excited to introduce you to this week's featured Fort Wayne artist, musician Hope Arthur. Hope will join me in the second half of the show. So now I'd like you to meet T. Irmscher, Director of FAME, and Janice Furtner, Director of FAME's Summer Arts Camp. Ladies, welcome to Arts Weekly, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to hear all about FAME. You know, when I arrived a few years ago, FAME was one of the first things I heard about because you guys have been around a while, right?
Yep, we've been here for 27 years.
How long have you been with FAME, T?
I have been here almost 5 years. September will be my 5th anniversary.
And what brings you to the arts area?
I have always loved the arts. I have always been attracted to it. I had been on the FAME board through a previous job and really liked everybody on the board, and when this opportunity came up, I jumped right on it.
You had a passion for it before you ever took the job as the director.
Yes.
Right. How long have you been in Fort Wayne?
I grew up here.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
Good, great. Janice, how about you?
How
long have you been involved in FAME, or how long have you been involved in the arts?
Oh, involved in the arts. I moved to Indiana in 1973 and from my native California. And then after college at IPFW, I went into radio and started in radio at IPFW at that point.
So you're an IPFW alum?
I am.
Well, welcome. I always like to have that at the table.
Thank you very much.
That's terrific.
And with FAME, I have been around since the beginning.
Since the beginning of FAME. Wow. So you
understand. Not always with the camp, but certainly through the board.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit before we get to the camp and the particulars. What is the mission of FAME, and how do you achieve that mission?
FAME, for those that don't know, is the Foundation for Art, Music, and Education. And we like to inspire children in the arts, appreciate their talents, let the creative energies flow. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So,
do you think there's more of a need for that today than perhaps in the past?
Yeah, I feel like today it's all about schoolwork and things, sports
Test
and
scores,
things like that. Yes, and I feel like
the
arts are a way for kids to really be able to show who they really are.
Mm-hmm. Does FAME partner at all with schools?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yes.
How do you do
that?
In what way do you do that?
We actually start our year in September with a teachers meeting where all the teachers that are part of FAME come to a meeting and they hear about our whole entire year and all the different events that we'll be doing and the certain things that they want to be involved in, and which is most of them. So,
are these teachers of all levels? I mean,
yes.
Does FAME serve small kids, all kids?
It's kindergarten through 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Traditionally. We do sometimes have volunteers that are high school kids, and then we also have some younger kids that come to certain things. So, yeah.
So when you say that you meet with the teachers, are these art teachers, music teachers, everybody? Or because I guess the reason I'm asking these questions, I feel like Indiana, like many states across the country, have had to reduce the amount of art opportunities in their schools. And they're asking the community to fill in that blank. And is that what FAME is doing to a certain extent?
Correct. What we did was raise up art out of just being on the refrigerator. And so it started as a festival, the FAME Festival, where all of these teachers bring their art in, and that has continued to a beautiful degree. When we take the teachers and give them extra incentive to perhaps expand their cultural aspect, because one of the big aspects of FAME is to take a cultural focus every year, and we've gone around the world with FAME, and so that's where we bring in visiting artists to then go into the schools.
That's a wonderful way to get the schools connected, to have this cultural theme on a yearly basis that they can really put into their lesson plans and integrate into all areas of their teaching, and then ask FAME to sort of bring in the creative aspect of it. That's terrific. Do you have a staff of FAME? Is it just you? And
It's me.
It's you and a lot of volunteers?
Yes.
Now, are you umbrellaed by somebody? Are you a part of another organization? Are you part of Arts United?
We are
Or-
part of
you
Arts
are
United,
part of Arts.
yes.
You are one of the main
We're-
12 partners of Arts United.
We're not quite a full partner yet.
Okay.
We're almost
There. Yeah,
yes, almost there.
And where do you house then?
We are at the Our Center
Oh, you
for Arts
are?
and Culture.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Yeah, such a great place.
It's wonderful.
Incredible energy
Yes.
downtown to have that Our
Yes,
Center.
every day it's like running into the other arts organizations, being able to collaborate, and it's exciting to go to work every day.
Right. Well, I want to come back, if we have time at the end of our segment, to talk about what you do during the year. But we're here really to talk about your summer arts camp, which is coming at the end of the month, July 27th it starts?
August 1st.
To August 1st. Talk about how long has the arts camp been? Janice, you're the director of the arts
I
camp?
am the director of the
How
arts
long has the
camp.
arts camp been around?
The arts camp has been around about 21 years. We started in a couple of different places, but for the last number of years, we have been at the Y Camp, the Camp Potawatomi, which is north of Kendallville, a wonderful situation around Blackman Lake. So the interesting thing about FAME Fine Arts Camp is that it combines the regular camp activities, mudslides and rides and horses and climbing and campfires
and
marshmallows and
fighting and swimming and
yeah, all those things.
I know that.
And combines it with master teachers who come in and give a weeks-long intensive with these kids in writing, drama, music, art, dance.
Is it overnight camp?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it is. It's
Oh,
a stay
yes.
away. It's an away
It's
camp.
an away
Oh,
camp.
that's big.
Very
What are
exciting.
the age groups of that then?
8 to 14.
8 to 14. To be an 8-year-old going away for, is it
It's
like
a big
5?
deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's an absolutely big deal. How many participants do you allow?
We can have up to 100 campers. So
That's big.
it's a lot, yes. We
Yeah, yeah.
still would love to have some more campers sign up.
Okay, so you've got plenty
We've
of
got plenty of
registrations
room,
available. We'll
yep.
talk about that in a minute, how
Sure.
people can do that. I'm so thrilled that you still have positions open and our viewers can sign up. So what kind of, is it a mix of regular camp horseback riding, or do you have mornings and afternoons dedicated to the arts, and how do you break up the camp activity?
Well, because we do have a cultural aspect, a multicultural aspect, we have, to begin our morning, a special class that would be a cultural exploration class. This year, we're going to have calligraphy, well, because our area is Northwest Europe. So we'll have calligraphy, we'll learn to sing a song, dance a jig. We're going to be learning about Shakespeare and Scherenschnitte, near to my heart.
Well, I can't even say that, and I don't want to try and say it because we are on public television.
I know.
But tell me what that means.
It's German paper cutting.
Oh, all right.
Okay. And then in the morning and then again in the afternoon, all the students choose to go in and be part of the musical theater program, learn to play a guitar, write a song, be a part of an opera.
So there's a pretty heavy performance element to this
Yes, there
in the
is.
afternoon for everybody. So some of the shy painters could get on stage, or they could just maybe paint the scenery or something if you were going to do a.
We
Or-
do have talent sharing every night for those shy artists. if they get to choose if they want to do musical theater or not.
Right.
So if they want to do watercolor or whatever, they can, but every evening we do talent sharing where the kids can show their artwork, they can sing. One girl brought a bow and arrow last year because she was very into archery, karate,
Right.
dancing.
Well, here's a question for you. Do you see or experience as the week goes on the more excitement about that evening, about sharing their
yes.
talent? Is it a little bit
yes.
hard on the first night to
on
get
the
volunteers, and
first
by the end of the night?
They're so
Absolutely.
shy and
Right?
yes, and getting them to sign up. You know, some of them have been to camp and said they love it, and
Right.
they sign up. But then some of the younger kids are like, I don't know about this.
Right.
But then they just shine.
And they'll learn skits, they'll learn dances, they'll learn things in their classes and then perform them in the evening.
Wow, that's terrific.
It's fantastic.
It sounds a little cross-disciplinary as well.
Very
You've got,
much so.
You can do some art, you could do some dance, you could do some music. There's time in the day for everyone to
Yes.
do. Now, how do you staff this camp? I mean, all volunteers? Is it parents?
We
Is
have,
it-
no, we have master teachers. These are teachers who are top of their field, mostly from the educational world, plus art. So we have Chris Murphy, who is there.
Chris Murphy?
Chris Murphy.
Director Chris Murphy?
Yes.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to be one of his students. I'll tell you that right now.
So he teaches acting and
I take his wife
improv.
Emily as my counselor. I'm a little calmer than Chris Murphy. But good for you. What a great energy to have at your
Yeah.
camp, Chris Murphy.
And we have Cindy Hagen-Joe, a fantastic watercolorist who is teaching painting and also knot work. We have Dorothy Kataka.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
sure.
And Sharon Ford, and they're going to teach the kids in a week Hansel and Gretel.
In a week.
In a week.
Well, most
And
of them have heard that story. So
and
it will
perform
help.
it.
Yeah. Has Dorothy been with Fame for a while?
She's the co-founder,
That's what I thought,
Yes.
because I think she's been on the show to talk
Right.
about Fame in the
Yes.
past.
along
yeah.
with Mike Schmidt.
Right, right, yeah. She's a great energy and a great gift to Fort Wayne. So we have just a little time left. How do people get information about the summer camp that still has plenty of spots?
They can go to our website, www.famearts.org, or they can call me, and the number is 247-7325. That's at the Fame office.
And I'm happy to say that you have scholarships available.
Yes,
We do. And we have several scholarships that are for a particular area, and that's Noble and DeKalb County.
Well, I would encourage viewers to call you no matter to find out about that scholarship information, but get registered. I'm sure it's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
Great to have you ladies on the show, and nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Please take this opportunity to view our performance calendar, what's coming up in our area, and I'll be right back with our next featured Fort Wayne artist, musician Hope Arthur. This week's featured Fort Wayne artist is young, but talented and extremely busy. Hope Arthur is a graduate of IPFW's music program and is currently working to complete her piano performance degree. Along the way, she found the time to found the Hope Arthur Orchestra, an ensemble of approximately 25 local musicians who perform the intriguing, heart-wrenching, and overall entertaining original compositions of my guest, Hope Arthur. Hope, welcome to Arts Weekly, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, congratulations, IPFW graduate.
I already graduated with 1 degree about a year ago.
Right.
Music and outside field of German, and I'll be graduating in December with my degree in piano performance.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
But I also have to congratulate you because we are both winners of
The Artie.
the Artie Award. Your award
Yep.
is?
Outstanding collaboration.
Right. And what was that? Was from Arts United.
Correct.
And what was the collaboration that you got that award for?
My ensemble and I collaborated with Fort Wayne Ballet 2, which is a performance that the Fort Wayne Ballet puts on every summer under the direction of choreographer David Ingram. We did it in 2013 at Bar Street Market, where I composed all the music and my ensemble performed it live while the dancers danced to it, and we did this big artistic thing. It was really awesome.
Yeah,
was
that's
really
quite a collaboration to get all those artists together to have composed the original music and then expect the dancers to be able to participate is a big undertaking. Congratulations on that award. And I look forward to hearing your performance of piano at IPFW in the next year. Well, let's go back a little bit and talk about your interest as a musician. When did it start?
I started playing piano when I was 8, and I've been playing ever since. I'm 26 now, so I guess I've like 18 years I've been playing. Growing up in high school, I was always in choirs, and I did a lot of theater. I was in plays and in marching band. I pretty much tried to max out every possible musical opportunity I could.
Yeah, were you ever home in high school?
No.
Yeah.
I lived at school.
It doesn't sound like it. What high school did you go to?
I went to Concordia.
Oh, you did? Terrific high school. Great arts program there.
Yeah.
Well, how is it that a piano player has time for all that other stuff? Because lots of times you get pigeonholed as a piano player, and boy, you're stuck at that piano every day after school. How did you break free of that?
Well, and I didn't practice that much in high school. No, I mean, I did. I kept with it, and I don't really even know. I don't really remember. I just kept going.
Just kept at it?
Yeah, and then I quit for 2 years, actually. And my senior year I quit, and then I went to Thailand for one of those years. And I played a little bit. I bought myself a keyboard, but I mean, that's not a whole piano, so I wasn't doing any classical. But then when I came back, I declared my music major and started studying classical piano a lot more seriously.
Do you have a preference of genre when you play piano? I mean, you just mentioned classical, but do you play...
I really enjoy ragtime.
Do you?
I love ragtime.
Is it the pounding? Is it the pounding on the piano? Is it the rhythm?
I think it's all of it.
All of
I
that
mean, it's
together?
really fun. I mean, some of the rags have bigger jumps, and it's a fun accomplishment when you nail the jump, and then the rhythms are really fun, and it's I guess I find myself as a musician and a composer, you know, wondering what it means to be an American composer, an American musician, and I just really enjoy ragtime because that's something that we can.
I have a challenge for you then. Donald Ashwander.
Okay.
I'm going to write that name for you after the segment. Donald Ashwander was a good friend of mine in New York City and is a renowned ragtime piano player and has many CDs out. He passed away in the late 80s, but I'm telling you, you get some of his music and you're going to be turned on even more by ragtime. What he does on the piano is amazing. So
awesome.
I understand what you're saying because boy, it gets
I'm
to the
excited.
soul, that ragtime on a piano, doesn't it? The feet going, the soul going, it's terrific. Yeah. But now you've moved into composition.
Right.
You are, well, before we go to talk about composition, so Hope Orchestra, how did that come about?
It was kind of, I didn't really mean to.
You didn't mean to create the Hope Orchestra?
Well, I mean, I did. I write songs. I started out as a solo artist, and I just did I did all my songs on piano, and I sang. And I started with my friend Felix Moxter, who plays viola, and then my friend Sarah Schmidt also sang with me. So we were a trio for a while, and then Dr. Rutkowski at IPFW, he teaches composition. He does a lot of the music technology stuff, and he told me, I was taking orchestration with him at the time, an orchestration class, and he told me that if I orchestrate all my songs, that they would record an album for me through IPFW.
Wow.
And I mean, I had a lot of people telling me too they heard more to my music, but I didn't know what it was, and I was sort of waiting for someone to tell me what it was, and then finally I was just like, well, I know how to figure it out now since I'd taken the orchestration and everything, and then I just took that opportunity, and then
thanks for that plug on education, by the way. Took the class, I knew what I was doing. That's what I want to hear from somebody from IPFW. I learned it in my class.
I did, and so we'd been rehearsing it to record for the album, but then that's when Wunderkammer Company, which is an art gallery run by Dan Swartz.
Yeah, talk about cutting edge.
Yeah.
Boy, it's really great.
They were hosting it. They were hosting the Fringe Festival, and from my understanding, it just had to be new art. And so I just figured I'd take a chance and go for it, and I needed a name for our act. So it was an orchestra, and then I wrote it. So I was like, oh,
So
Hope Arthur Orchestra.
Yeah.
There it is.
I just wrote it and
Makes
it
a lot
looked
of
good.
sense.
It's like when you were a kid and you practice a married name. Hope, Jen. Do I want to marry that guy? I don't know, and I like the last name. Hope Arthur Orchestra. It looked good on paper. So that was your first outing as a Hope Arthur Orchestra, was the Fringe Festival at the Wunderkammer.
Correct.
Downtown. Okay.
Yeah.
For our viewers, talk a little bit about what a Fringe Festival is. It started in Edinburgh.
Right.
The idea, I should say, started in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival back in the 70s and 80s.
Yes. I could be wrong. The way I understood it was that the Fringe Festival started because there was, I hope I'm not speaking incorrectly, but that there was an arts festival that was going to happen, and it was supposed to be unbiased or something, the way the artists were chosen, but it ended up being biased, so then certain artists decided to found their own festival on the Fringe.
Right.
That's what I understood.
Well, that's right. That's what it is, yes. It's really this idea, and the word fringe, who's out on the fringe are the people that sort of aren't mainstream.
Right.
So usually any fringe festival is a celebration of those people we don't find mainstream. And I'm really happy that Wunderkammer has picked up that baton, because it's important for Fort Wayne to understand that we have a lot of artists in our community that are on the fringe, that are really doing exceptional work, and you're one of those artists. So the first time you did that, did you have all these 25 people?
I think we had close to 20
that
at
first
that
time.
Performance. Yeah.
Friends of yours? Friends of friends?
Yep. People that I knew. Yeah, it was all IPFW students or IPFW graduates. So good. I wrote the parts, and then I asked people, and they said yes.
And so you did all the compositions, and you do all the compositions.
Yeah.
And you write all the parts.
Correct.
What parts are we talking about? Who's in, what instruments?
I do all strings, so first, second violin, viola, cello, bass, and then some of the percussion parts I write out, but a lot of times, because we didn't focus a lot on that in the orchestration class, so I'm still learning that.
Winging it.
Winging it, yeah. And my friend Brad Crossland, who plays percussion with me, a lot of times I'll be like, this is what I'm feeling, or whatever, and then he'll kind of fill in for me there.
Right.
So that's so he helps me a lot with that. But then there was one performance I did where I did a whole big band segment, so it was trumpets and saxophones and trombones. I've done some stuff with tuba and everything. And recently I've been experimenting more with woodwinds, just trying to push myself and learn more about composing.
Yeah.
And
well, you've got a lot of friends who are musicians from IPFW that you can sort of count on to help you out. Is it a collaborative process then? I mean, when your orchestra gets together, is it written out and ready to go, or do you, in the rehearsal process,
pretty much written out, ready to go.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Is it in your head beforehand, and then you get it on paper?
Yep.
Interesting. Yep. Any computer process in this so that you can kind of pre-hear what you're writing? Do you do any of that? Because I know that there are those programs.
Yeah, I do both. I mean, I have the score paper when I sit at the piano and I write it out, because it's a good thing to feel the notes, and then I don't know, the act of writing it out is, I think it's good. But I also have I use Sibelius, which is it's a program that you can make scores. So I do all that on Sibelius. And then it does have a playback, but it's real cheesy sounding. It sounds like Super Mario or something, or Zelda.
Zelda, Super Mario. You know what? You'd be surprised I know what those things are, okay? And even Pac-Man's even worse, I know what that is. Yes. I wouldn't want to hear my orchestra in a Pac-Man machine.
No. Well, so you got to imagine, and then, but I mean, yeah, then I just print it out and bring it to rehearsal, and we play it.
And away you go.
Away we go.
Do you have, like, some things lined up? Live performances coming up in the near future, or are you still...
We're going to participate again in the Fringe Festival. It's kind of, I don't want to talk about it too much, because it's sort of a secret, because I'm not going to be there, but I'm going to be there.
Okay, then I don't want to blow the surprise.
But we will be participating in Fringe Festival again this year in August.
Good. Do your musicians rotate in and out, or do you have sort of this 20-25 people you can count on?
I've probably got like a group of 10 to 15 that I can count on, and then usually when it gets up to that really large number, it's people that we've asked to come in as well to make it a little more full.
Right.
And it depends too on the performance. Some performances it's impractical to have that large group.
Sure.
So
depends upon what also you've written.
Correct. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. What you're inspired to do. I do know that you are working on a record. You did some fundraising through those online sharing processes, and from what I remember and hearing from you, you reached your goal to begin with. So tell us a little bit about what your hopes are for that recording process, or where you're at in that. development process?
We're done with all of it. Essentially now we just need to, we're waiting, like this week the artwork's supposed to be finished, and then it's pretty much send it in and get the product back. And then from there, it's planning the CD release. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that far, and
It's
that was
there.
that far. It is.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Will it be your first CD release?
I did an EP release a while back, but it'll be my first full length. Yeah, definitely. With and I mean the EP release, it was all DIY. You know, like
Right.
snipping up the artwork
I
in
don't
my
think
house
half
or
the people
whatever.
know
And
what
just like,
DIY is.
oh,
I don't know what it is.
Do it yourself.
Oh, do it
DIY.
yourself. Oh, okay, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Is that texting or okay?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, do it yourself.
It's an acronym.
You're too young for me. What can I
Sorry.
say? I don't get those abbreviations. Well, so are you happy with the product? I mean,
Yeah.
Were you in the editing room?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
were.
I was there alongside the whole thing. So, I mean, we did a lot of it at IPFW. My friend Derek Kemp, we've done some of the editing at his house. And then my friend Kurt Remke has also been participating. It's been essentially the three of us. And I've even done some of the editing myself on the program and everything. So I've definitely been, aside from just composing and recording, I was a
Great.
part of the whole mixing and
Well,
process.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And how does anyone find out more information about the Hope Arthur Orchestra? Do you have a website we could go to or email you?
www.hopearthur.com.
Great.
And you can email me at hope@hopearthur.com. And then we're also on Facebook under the Hope Arthur Orchestra.
Great. Well, congratulations. I can't wait to hear the new CD. Can't wait to see the artwork, and can't wait to hear this interesting production at the Fringe Festival that you've given us a little bit of promo to. So
Yeah.
it's great to meet you. We met once before, but I'm very proud of the work you do for IPFW and on behalf of the students of IPFW.
Thank you.
You've got a bright future.
Thank you.
And I look forward to it. Thanks for joining me. I'm John O'Connell, Dean of the IPFW College of Visual and Performing Arts. Tune in to the next Arts Weekly when I'll be joined by Cynthia Smith-Wartzog from the Pulse Opera House in Warren, Indiana to hear all about their production of Pirates of Penzance. Then Jack Hammer and Ashley Steenman will share the details behind this year's Three Rivers Festival running July 11th through 19th. For up-to-the-minute arts updates, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And be sure to join us here Thursday evenings at 7:30 on PBS 39. Thanks for watching Arts Weekly.
Support for Arts Weekly is provided by PBS 39, the Hour Foundation, Martin Tierney, and the Community Foundation of Greater Fort Wayne.
For nearly 60 years, Arts United has worked to bring the rich, diverse talents of our region together through support of the arts, socially, culturally, and economically. Arts United, providing a home for the arts in Northeast Indiana.